So today I wanted to do a review for you guys on the TOPS Brothers of Bushcraft field knife. And this is a knife that I've had for a little bit sitting on my shelf, and I was just waiting for a break in the weather to appear. So here we are, it's a beautiful day, and let's check out the specs. The overall length of this knife is 10 inches with a blade length of 4.5 inches. It is 3/16 of an inch thick of 1095 high carbon alloy steel with a Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58 differentially tempered. The handles are tan canvas micarta with a hollow brass rivet that's used for a lanyard hole, and the blade is coated with a black traction coating. The scandi grind itself is not coated, which helps reduce resistance when cutting. The sheath is a molded Kydex sheath with a rotating steel belt clip. It also has a piggyback attachment for a magnesium fire starter. So we're going to go ahead and take this knife through kind of the standard set of tests that I'm going to do. So we're going to do a little bit of chopping / batoning, splitting wood, and then a little bit of whittling. So you'll get to see how well this knife performs. Let's have at it. So we're going to go ahead and chop with a Fieldcraft knife. And it is a pretty hefty blade, so I'm going to do one round with just chopping through it with just the blade, and then we're going to do another one with the baton for an assist. So let's give it a go. As you can see, it is a little bit lightweight for just solo chopping, so we're going to go one run with the baton, see how it does. Oops, well that broke. But as you can see, just judging by the much larger chunks than chopping solo, that batoning with this thing does pretty well. Now the only thing that I would say that's a little bit difficult about this knife is that because it is somewhat narrow in width, you know, once you start getting into a certain depth, you're gonna have to start batoning on the tip. But other than that, it does pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and baton this longer section of wood. And right off the bat, I see 1, 2, 3 knots. So we'll see how well this thing does at chopping through that while we go through. So. Through one. Deflected, so we'll go through this way. It does pretty well at batoning. The 3/16 of an inch thick is perfect for this sort of thing because it's thick enough to efficiently split and apply that splitting force, yet it is also thin enough to be able to slice really well and carve really well. So that's the next thing we're going to do, is do a little bit of carving. I did 3 feather sticks just because like they're really easy to do with this knife, and it actually makes it really fun to do. So you could tell that I went really deep into it, probably an inch thick of just feathers, so pretty rad. And there's a couple things that I wanted to show you in terms of features on this knife as well, and that is the lanyard hole, which can also be used as a bullet separator, and the Shango notch. With a bullet, any bullet will do, up to 30 caliber, I believe. This is 5.56, so just take it out of the magazine, get to the bullet puller, or bullet separator, it's not really a puller, and then you just put the tip of your bullet in there like so, and then bend the round back. Ammo is a horrible thing to waste, but if you're in a sticky spot, it's better than dying, right? You'll need to use the ferrocerium rod, part of the fire starter, to light it up. This is one of my favorite knives so far. It chops well, it splits well, and it carves well, especially with the modified scandi grind. And I think it's one of the more popular knives that TOPS makes right now. So if you're a survivalist, if you're a bushcrafter, or even a camper, this is probably a knife that you should consider. If you guys have any questions on the knife, feel free to ask them down in the comments. If you have any more personal questions, feel free to contact me through YouTube messages or through the Facebook page. But as always, take care out there. Bye.